Did I tell you guys about the time this gentleman saw me for a brief moment and left me a message on Instagram? Well, let me tell you. So 2 years ago, right, I was in a relationship with this guy, and he told me that he had had another baby again with someone else. So this was the second time he's saying to me that he had another child with someone else. And I'm over here feeling toe up and messed up and hurt and can't get my physical body to act right because he told me in the nighttime right before I went to bed, and that's not like the best time to receive information that you need to process correctly. Anyway, so I could not sleep all that night. I decided I would stay up and do some internal work to clear myself properly before I went to put my hands on my client's chakra. You know what I'm saying? So I would stay up. This is why I'm talking through myself. Let's just stay up, Kim Sue, and work through so we're not transferring crazy, confused, hurt, unloved, betrayed, all these crazy energies onto my client. So I said, let me just stay awake and do some clearing out work. Well, that didn't really work out because by the time the morning came and it was actually time to get dressed, take a shower, and prepare myself to leave, my body wasn't feeling right. My physical body felt like it was in pain, like my muscles was in pain or something, you know what I'm saying? So I said, okay, let me just move slow through it because my clients know I'm coming. Something would really have to have happened for me not to show up for them. And this was something that was happening. And I just want y'all to know that when you're used to hurt and when you're used to pain, when you make it normal, sometimes your mind doesn't know how to process hurt and pain for long periods of time. So we'll get into that in a whole other video. This one is about the guy that left me the Instagram message. And he had never met me before. So I get down into the train station and I could feel it now. I could feel what all the pain in my body, like all the hurt in my joints and in my muscles was about. I needed to cry. I needed to cry really bad. And because I did not have the common sense, is what I'm calling it now, to cry, that whole time I stayed awake, baby, it was coming now that I was still. And when I say still, I mean I was real still. I was still on the train. So I'm sitting on the train with my sunglasses, right? And I am feeling an overwhelming feeling that I'm going to cry. And I don't know if you've ever had to cry in public when you really don't want to. Like, you try to stifle yourself. Don't do that, guys. There's something at the end of stifling your tears, stifling your ability to shed tears for yourself and wash away things that are inside, okay? So by the time I got to the seat on the train, my face was already like drenched, okay? Tears everywhere. It's falling down. It's coming through the sunglasses. It's just pouring down. And there was nothing I could do. I had to feel my feelings. I had to work through whatever it is needed to be worked through, talk myself, because I would not touch my clients with any feelings in me. I always clear myself very clear before I touch my clients, because there will be no transference of anything other than love, peace, and wealth. That's all I give. And so I was like, okay, Kim Sue, it's fine. Let's just cry. And I did see a gentleman across from me staring. Nobody asked me if I was going to be okay, if something happened. Do I need help? It's just the New York City way, just not to care if you see something happening. And I'm used to that way of New York as well. I'm used to the human beingness of it. Let's not ask if something is wrong. Let's not get involved. I dig that about us. And so I'm over here. Well, at this point, I'm bent over crying because I can't do nothing else with the tears. And there's a gentleman across from me, and he is staring at me. But I could care less because I'm just like, I need to process my pain. I just got some crappy information. Somebody I am with had another kid with somebody else. So I'm working through my emotions. So anyway, I got off the train because this is no condition to serve God's creation, especially when you're blessed to go into people's homes to serve them. They should have the absolute best of you. They should have the best energy transference. They should have health, happiness, and wealth transferred to them. And because I was unable to give that, I got off the train and I canceled my appointment. And I decided I'll go to the park, sit with the trees, get one with nature for a little bit, and then go home and go to sleep. So I did exactly what I planned to do. Revive myself, take a nap. And the funniest thing happened that evening. I turned on Instagram. I get on Instagram and there's this guy on there, the same gentleman that was sitting across from me. He was saying his part of the story. He said, there are these very pretty girls that come on the train, dressed real nice, makeup real nice, and they cry on the train. And they're so pretty and they're so well put together, but they get on the train and somebody done broke them up and they're crying all over the train. I loved it. I loved the fact that the universe made sure that I got that message, because that was for me. And because I don't know him and he doesn't know me, maybe he's in my neighborhood. That's how come it came through my algorithm or something. But I want to tell you guys, that was so perfect that he had seen me and he felt that he should make a video. His video said nothing about how he came over to ask me if I was okay as a female, if everything was all right. All it said is that these girls come on the train and they're broken up by some dude and they are all pretty and well done and they're crying on the train. So I said, I'm going to be the person now that when I see people hurt and crying, I'm going to take a moment and stop and ask them, hey, is everything okay? Are you doing well? Is everything working out? Because it could have been content for me too, to come live and to cry and to have a whole breakdown around it, But instead, I said, you know what? I will go process myself in my quiet space, heal myself. But my fellow brethren across from me, he felt like rather than checking in on me, he would use it as content to speak about the young ladies that get hurt by men and cry on the train. But anyway, the moral of the story is, if it's good enough for content, it's good enough for you to see what's going on. If it's good enough for you to put it up as content, it's good enough for you to see what's actually going on with your fellow human beings. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for listening to this on double time. Leave your comments. I love y'all. See you guys soon. Ciao. Mwah.